Almost 2 weeks into the Trump hush money and election interference case, and Stormy Daniels, the woman at the center of it all, has finally taken the stand, and, well, it got pretty spicy pretty quick. From some of the revelations that I feel all but morally disqualify Trump, even in the eyes of his own supporters, but also stands to bolster the legal case being made as well, so I thought we could look over some of the notable exchanges, and she will be returning to the stand tomorrow as well, so I'm sure there will be even more chaos. To start off with, let's talk about the Trump team and his failures as Trump tried to pull out the mistrial card after getting his other election interference case postponed indefinitely by a Trump judge. He's trying to pull the mistrial card on this one, first asking for a new trial where Daniels would not be allowed to testify. I wonder why he wouldn't want her to testify. Before then saying that some of her comments, Trump's lawyers, his own lawyer said he would be unable to come back from these comments. There's no looking back if people find out that he did this. Maybe he just shouldn't have done it then. I don't know. But before the judge then went on to shoot down their hopes for a mistrial, stating, yeah, there were some things that she could have left unsaid, but that's on the defense to call objections, and we're not at the point of a mistrial. Again, Trump's legal team showing its inexperience, or my theory, not calling those objections in hopes that they could then get a mistrial called later on, but didn't work out. Now, to move on to the bits and pieces she's testifying about, don't worry, we're not going to get too graphic. You don't got to hide your grandmas. But to describe some of the events that she was describing, Daniels at first did not want to meet with Trump, was very hesitant, agreed finally after Trump dangled the possibility of getting her on The Apprentice in front of her. They then went and did a dinner at a celebrity golf thing where they went back to her hotel room and she let herself into the bathroom. And when she came out, Trump was laying on her bed in his boxers. I want you to take a moment to picture that, because that moment had to be something. I imagine him still having the tux. Yeah, whatever. And after that encounter, Trump then went on to start calling her honey bunch and reaching out to her consistently, to which Stormy Daniels testified she always thought that was odd. She didn't really want a thing with him. She just thought, hey, it would really make my career if you get me on The Apprentice. A bombshell she did drop, however, is that before they had sex, the two of them had a brief conversation about Trump's wife, to which Trump himself admitted him and Melania do not sleep in the same room. So potentially they're only together for political optics. Transcription of the courtroom was released as they went on a lunch break, and it showed the judge privately consulting Trump and his lawyer about Trump apparently cussing multiple times and slamming things, rolling up magazines and throwing them throughout the testimony, showing that he clearly knew that this was bad for him and not going his way. Also, it seems that he did little on his part to hide the relationship, at least from his inner circle, asking her to meet with him again multiple times through text, having his bodyguards and other people in his administration reach out to her, except Stormy at Trump Tower. He wasn't the president yet, but Stormy would typically just blow him off and cut off all contact once he finally said, hey, yeah, I'm not going to get you on The Apprentice. It was a lie. That was all she wanted with him. And at the end of it all, the prosecution summed it up very, very well, tying it together, the need for her testimony to show not only the levity of what Trump was trying to avoid and didn't want released to the public, showing more motive to pay the hush money. And then Trump's own team opened the door to this by introducing relevant text messages as their own evidence. Big brain, right? And what I think of was one of the most crucial pieces to combat some of the MAGA narratives, if you will. It came to light that Trump and Cohen released the NDA to not be enforced prior to Stormy Daniels ever coming out in 2018 and writing the book and doing her 60 Minutes interview. That doesn't matter legally or morally, really, but you see a lot of MAGA voters say, oh, well, if you sign an NDA, you should always stick to the NDA. Well, why didn't she keep it? Like that matters with any of the illegal things he did. But no, she did stick to the NDA. She got herself off of it. That's something you can do. So legally, the case looks pretty devastating. Morally, the case looks pretty devastating. And as more damning evidence morally comes to light, legally comes to light, Trump is just going to continue digging himself deeper in the hole. And you have to remember, we haven't even got to the star witness yet.